Welcome back guys to the third video of my week 1 Languager adventures on season 10. So we're back here again on Cape of Sorrow against Junhao, my most hated map. If you watched my previous video, you probably know that by now. So Junhao's box is a pretty standard tank push box with, what's this, a Elma. 4 healers with Elma, 2 tanks, Autocrator sub tank. Then a bunch of meteor units and a TGS. So going right into the draft, Pepsi gets first ban here again. First ban Lucretia, nothing unusual. Pick Werner, is I want to break your shitty tank push. Doesn't pick. So get my Hilda and TGS ban, and he picks TGS. So this is basically the, I know that you are trying to sub tank with your Bern or Autocrator, and I'm just gonna go ahead and first pick my magic DPS. And you have to ban the Hilda, of course. He bans my TGS probably because of the teleport combo and strengthen it brings with Werner, so he just wants to get rid of that. But I basically challenge him to the same thing. I ban his magic tanks and I pick my Lucretia, my magic TPS. So I'm basically asking him, like, do you want to pick your sub tank? Because you're kind of a tank push player, you have 4 healers. You have 4 healers and no tank, it's kind of awkward, I think. And if he wants a tank, he has to pick one here because he doesn't have Bern. So next turn, if I ban Autocrator and CC White, he's gonna have to play without one. So he has to make a choice here. And bans out my healers. Goes for the Autocrator pick. So I have this magic against Autocrator, so I'm pretty happy with that. Here I ban out the 2 immunity healers. Now technically Liana is the 3rd immunity healer, but Elma is a bit more annoying because it bounces it back instead of just preventing it. So yeah, it's more annoying than Liana, even though Liana does provide an act again on player 2, and it's a bit scary with TGS. So here I pick Wet Ham, so I'm banning this and I'm building myself up for the potential of an AoE lineup. You know, it's a possibility, it's still open-ended, I can still go back for a single target. So Cherry and Ares ban here, and CC White comes out here, so not sure if it's more valuable than Liana, because Autocrator is gonna tank, and here is gonna have another tank, I guess. So I ban out Himiko and Pepsi. I think here at this point, I was still trying to go for a single target team, so I'm just assuming that my Lucretia is gonna kill the Autocrator, and we're gonna go from there. So, and I also don't have a healer, so I don't want to deal with Miko, random debuff bullshit, just crippling my team. And I'm not confident in dealing with Pepsi in the late game without my own one. It's already kind of a busy lineup, like everyone has their own job already. So I don't want to deal with that. Pick the Bern here. So with this Bern pick, that's why I didn't ban the Helena and Wet Ham, even though they still do AoE damage. So on this map, I think Helena, it's harder for Helena to kind of cripple your whole team with a single AoE. And for Wet Ham, I don't think he's very likely to bring an AoE skill for this map, because it's kind of a weak combo. Autocrator doesn't really do enough damage to justify it. And it's more likely that he'll go for a TGS kill tank into Wet Ham kills something else kind of lineup. So here I lose my 2 assassins. Picks Werner. But that means I get to play Autocrator. Ban out of Wet Ham because I don't have a healer and I don't want to get thrown into a despair war. And Cherry, just because he can kill run back or bounce to a backline, cripple with a stun. And I'm just not worried about the rest, even though Liana is here. 2 act against is 2 act against, but at the end of the day, as long as you trade properly, I think you should be fine. So not too worried about the Liana, and he does go for the Helena here. So the problem with that last turn of the draft is that, it makes sense that he's scared of the assassins because he's playing kind of a, he wants to rely on his tanks, but by giving me both Autocrator and Bern, I can do this lineup where it's like, yeah, sure, your TJS is probably gonna kill one of them, but how are you gonna deal with the second one after you've killed the first one? So I don't think he really has an answer to that. So I think he's gonna have a problem with these two down the line. TJS kills one and he doesn't have a solution for the other one because I'm just gonna kill the TJS back. So my Wet Ham's main job this game is just to kill the TJS, even though I mentioned just now that I have a solution, but TJS is still the highest value kill here. Okay. Nothing much on the first turn, we're just moving in front slightly, clicking our buffs. So I forgot to mention at the start, but I want to note here that he brought parry on his Autocrator instead of the proper Iron Fist 2-range guard. Not sure if it's worth, like, I think people overestimate the usefulness of Sword Dance on Autocrator. Right, this skill is very whatever on him. He's mostly relying on the 3C to do his thing. It's quite hard for a Spirit Boots Autocrator to get Sword Dance off unless you are very certain it's going to be a tank push to tank push fight in the middle. That's the only time where Sword Dance is useful, I think. And this isn't really one of those games. So yeah, he has the Royal Vanguard to tank with the flanks, but I think since you're playing against an Autocrator, just bring 2 guard skills. It's better than 1. But yeah, I guess it's a learning experience. So he moves back because my Autocrator at the moment can reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can reach until here. So he doesn't want to give me a third target to get the reduced cooldown on this skill. So here he burns his TJS Act Again talent. And because of that, I can just push all the way in front. Well, not really all the way, but in front with my burn. And now he teleports the Autocrator back, which I'm not sure what's up with this. Because I go first after the teleport. And because Autocrator is in the middle, he's guaranteed to go to the side. I get a clock here, which is, just Autocrator things. And now this Autocrator is kind of useless. He used his teleport on Autocrator, And the big thing to note here is that I stole guard from the Lancer Troop. I mentioned just now, you're playing against Autocrator, he steals buffs. Just bring 2 guards, if you have it. So yeah, so that's kind of rough for him. Now his tempo is all killed. Helena can't really go in now. Werner's not really in range to do anything. Autocrator is kind of dead. CC White doesn't have Act Again ready. He just already moved. So this is pretty hard for him already right now. Yeah, he moved the Lancer there. I think he doesn't realize that his guard skill is lost. So he either thought that this icon was the guard skill, which it's not. It's a generic shield icon. Or he just didn't check. So with the Lancer in that position, my Wet Hand can basically go and collect this TJS at any time. As I plant the sword here, I just jump to the Lancer troop. Well, I can't do it now because I'll have to jump onto the Helena straight away. So, well, I don't know what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is basically, if I want to go now, I'll just jump on the Helena. But even if the Helena moves, I can still jump on the Lancer troop. So I can basically get my kill whenever I want. So I just wait for him to move his units first, his DPS. So he does move the Helena, and I go in for my kill. Kill, Despair gets onto his Werner, and his healer already moved. Kills my sword first. And I just push my Werner all the way up because it's my tempo advantage now. My Lucasia is ready to go in with a swap. My Werner is ready to kill, and he still needs to deal with my Wet Ham. So yeah, even Autocrator clocked his 3C earlier, so he has this. So it's time to, you know, push everyone forward and overwhelm the opponent. So here he tries to kill my Werner, but unfortunately for him, he has the Despair debuff, so his passive is blocked, which means that his troops does not attack with him. Yeah, you can see here, passive soldiers join in and the hero's range attacks. So, you know, he has a healer, so he doesn't really... So he's gonna assume that he can get rid of the Despair debuff, I guess. But if you don't have a healer, what you can do is you just bring Cyborg troops. It's gonna suck in terms of damage, but it's gonna do more than your troops not attacking at least. So that's an option to consider. And that's also a problem with, like, you know, just having a healer to deal with the Despair debuffs. Because sometimes your healer already moved, and you don't really have another means to get rid of the Despair. So that's why usually when you pick Wet Ham, you should at least ban the Rosen. You know, even if you give Elma, which is also, you should ban that, I think. Or if you give Gospel from Liana. Liana can only Gospel 1. So he has to make a choice, basically. Anyways, moving on. Since his Werner is already there, I just killed it with Double Bladed Strike. Even though it's in double... what's it called? He's in defensive stance. But because I'm in strike stance and Double Blade Strike attacks first, you know, the infamous your first hit before the enemy. Basically, I hit first, so as long as I kill him, I don't take counter damage. Here, he does a last-ditch effort to try and kill my Wet Ham, but Helena cannot touch Wet Ham with werewolves. That's just not happening. And yeah, that's basically game. He's exhausted everything by now. And last but not least, I can do range with the swap, just kill his Autocrator, finish him off. So that will be it for this video. Thank you for watching.